You're 28, and somewhere in your mind, there's this quiet thought that won't leave you alone. You're running out of time. Your friend just bought a house. Your college roommate is getting promoted again. Someone you went to school with is getting married, starting a company, traveling the world. And you're doing fine. Objectively, you're okay. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like everyone else got a map, and you're still trying to figure out where you even are. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you scrolled through social media and thought, wow, I'm exactly where I need to be? Probably never, because that's not what your brain is designed to do. Your brain isn't scanning for evidence that you're doing well. It's scanning for threats, for gaps, for proof that you're falling behind. And in a world where everyone's highlight reel is one click away, your brain has more ammunition than ever. Here's the thing, you're not actually behind, but your brain is convinced you are. And that feeling, it's not random, it's psychological, it's measurable. And once you understand why it happens, you can finally stop letting it control you. So let's talk about why you feel late to a race that doesn't even exist. The first reason is simple. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. You see your own doubts, your own struggles, your own 3 a.m. anxiety, but when you look at other people, you see their wins, their engagement photos, their new job announcements, their vacation pics. You don't see the rejection emails, the panic attacks, the credit card debt behind the smile. You're comparing your rough draft to their published book, and of course you feel behind. But it goes deeper than that, because even when you know social media is fake, the feeling doesn't go away. Why? Because your brain has something called a negativity bias. It's hardwired to focus on what's missing, not what's there. Evolutionarily, that made sense. The caveman who noticed the missing berries survived. The one who got comfortable didn't. So your brain is constantly scanning for lack, for danger, for proof that you're not enough. And in modern life, that lack isn't food or shelter. It's status, success, milestones. Your brain treats not having a promotion yet the same way it would treat not having enough food, like a threat. And here's where it gets worse. Society has given you invisible timelines. By 25, you should have a career. By 30, you should be settled. By 35, you should have it all figured out. These aren't real. They're cultural constructs. But your brain absorbs them anyway. And when you don't hit them, it feels like failure, even though the timeline was made up to begin with. Think about it. Your parents got married at 23. Your boss had a house by 28. Your friend is already on their second startup, and you're still trying to figure out what you even want. So the brain does what it does best. It creates a story. Everyone else is ahead. You're falling behind. You're running out of time. And once that story sets in, it becomes your reality. But let me tell you what's actually happening. You're not behind. You're on a different path. And the reason it feels like everyone is moving faster is because you're only seeing the people who are, the ones who aren't posting, the ones who are also confused, also struggling, also wondering if they're doing it right. They're invisible, but they're everywhere. You just don't see them because silence doesn't show up in your feed. Now let's talk about the brain mechanism that makes this worse. It's called social comparison theory. Basically, humans determine their self-worth by comparing themselves to others, not by looking inward, by looking around. And when you compare up, when you look at people doing better than you feel inadequate. When you compare down, you feel superior. But here's the problem. Social media has made it so you're always comparing up, because no one posts their failures. No one shares the boring middle. You're constantly surrounded by people's peaks, and your brain interprets that as, everyone is winning but me. And it doesn't stop there, because the more you feel behind, the more you focus on being behind. It's called confirmation bias. Your brain starts filtering reality to prove itself right. You notice every success story, every milestone someone else hits, every gap in your own life, and you ignore everything that contradicts it. You forget the progress you've made, the challenges you've overcome, the fact that you're still here, still trying, still moving. Your brain doesn't care about that. It just wants to be right. And if it decided you're behind, it's going to find evidence everywhere. So what do? How do you stop feeling like you're late to a race that never had a starting line? First, you have to break the comparison loop. And I don't mean just stop comparing yourself. That's useless advice. What I mean is, change what you're comparing. Stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20. Start comparing yourself to you. Where were you a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago? Are you further along than you were then? That's the only comparison that matters, because everyone else is on a different timeline, with different starting points, different obstacles, different goals. Comparing yourself to them is like comparing a marathon runner to a swimmer and asking why you're not faster. Second, redefine what behind even means. Behind compared to what? To who? To some imaginary checklist that society handed you? Here's the truth. There is no universal timeline. There is no age by which you need to have everything figured out. Some people find their path at 22, some at 35, some at 50, and none of them are wrong. The idea that you're supposed to be somewhere by now is a lie. A comforting lie maybe, because it gives structure, but a lie nonetheless. So ask yourself, what do you actually want? Not what Instagram says you should want, not what your parents expect. What do you want your life to look like? Because once you define success on your own terms, the feeling of being behind starts to dissolve. Third, stop consuming other people's wins like it's your daily news. If social media makes you feel like garbage, limit it. Unfollow accounts that make you feel inadequate. Mute people who trigger comparison. Curate your environment, because your brain is absorbing all of it, whether you realize it or not. And if your input is, everyone is doing better than me, your output will be, I'm not enough. Change the input. Fourth, practice identity-based thinking. Stop defining yourself by what you've achieved and start defining yourself by who you're becoming. Because achievements are external. They're milestones. But identity is internal. It's the direction you're moving. If you see yourself as someone who's growing, learning, trying, then it doesn't matter if you haven't arrived yet. You're on the path, and that's enough. And finally, give yourself permission to be exactly where you are. Not where you think you should be, where you are. Because the feeling of being behind doesn't come from your actual circumstances. It comes from the gap between where you are and where you think you're supposed to be. And that gap? It's imaginary. It's a story. And you can rewrite it. Here's what I want you to remember. You're not late. You're not behind. You're not running out of time. You're exactly where you need to be for the life you're building. Not the life someone else built. Not the life society said you should have. Your life. And that life doesn't have a deadline. The race you think you're losing, it doesn't exist. The only race that matters is the one between who you were yesterday and who you're becoming tomorrow. And in that race, you're exactly on time. If this resonated with you, subscribe to our channel, PsyKinetic Doctor, for more psychology-based insights, because understanding your mind is the first step to taking control of it.